Let's do it live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Thursday afternoon and our next, and of course, final, as you know, for the week, Monday through Thursdays of the weekly webcam series. Today, of course, we're doing 2 episodes of my favorite 80s, 90s, 70s, 60s, the thousands, the 2010s, 20s. Doesn't matter what you think. Whatever's out there in TV land today, of course, totally sucks. Um, but back then, this series was the greatest series, in my honest opinion, on television, the 18. And so today, we got 2 more episodes we're doing from season 2, and they are episodes 11 and 12. Respectively, they're known as Steel and the White Ballot, Ballot. As in, we got ballots that people will be filling out in the next month or so down there in the United States for the next president of the United States. And of course, up here, the solutions for the what is known as our prime minister of the country of Canada. So get the ballots ready, get your votes in. Yep. And good morning, Miss Frosty. A beautiful day. Good morning, Mikey. Stopping by to say hi and leave. Okay, Miss Frosty, don't leave yet. Hold on. There you go, ma'am. You are now a standard moderator of our channel. So we appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much. Wow, and thank you for leaving a like. I appreciate that. Yes, don't forget for these weekly webcam series reviews we do, please leave a like, subscribe, because we do have 207 subscribers now. We are steadily building. We are doing a good job. We only got 43 more before we reach our next goal, which is 250. And of course, don't forget to share this channel. And of course, hit the ding, 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 the notification bell, so that you'll be notified of all future events. And remember, when it says notify me, just click that once. It'll say notification on. It'll let you know when the next thing comes up. So appreciate everybody helping out. And of course, Miss Frosty from Tennessee, right? Yeah. Good luck to you and broccoli. Yes. Good luck to you both in future. Alrighty. So, after I go ahead and go through these episodes today, and after I give my final reviews, there will be some major changes happening in the next 2 weeks that I must notify you guys and gals about. So make sure that you. Oh no no hey oh Miss Frosty, it's totally cool. Yeah, sorry I kept falling asleep last night. LOL. My days start early. Hey, you know what? I may be retired, but I feel like not only do I enjoy what I'm doing, these streams and webcams, because we are doing a live stream tonight too, and I'll let you know that later. But I enjoy this. Retirement is nice, uh, and I'm actually in a good place now. I may still have diabetes, but I am in a good place. I've been losing weight. I've been doing the best I can. So plus, I love this. I love this weather, and I just found out we're going to get early snowfall this year. So I was like, "Woohoo! Yay!" I love fall time, and I love winter time. Yeah. Well, you would after, like myself. I lived in Arizona for over 40 years of my life, over 100 plus degree temperatures, 9 months out of the year, out of 12. Wouldn't it be nice for a change to move into a nice, cooler climate? And even though we have all 4 seasons here, the summer is a tolerable. Okay, spring is fine, but tolerable for summer because of the uh, humidity, which I tried to get used to when I lived back in Oklahoma for about 18 months. And I did eventually got used to the humidity, so it's not a big issue with me. Used to be, but not anymore. But as you get older, you probably feel it in your joints and everything. So yeah, I don't do well with the heat. Yeah, 100 Freaking yeah. Fahrenheit summers. Yeah, here are enough for me. LOL. Totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Yes. And did I mention right correctly? You're in Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah. Home of Elvis. Elvis Presley, everybody. He just entered the building. Yep. Colonel Tom Parker. Yeah. Yeah, Sun Records. Yes. See, I got a good memory. Thank God for that. Oh, thank God for those Tennesseans. Yeah. Volunteers, baby. Tennessee Volunteers. Always liked the team. Yeah. They're good. Great uniforms, too. Okay. So we've got Miss Frosty, who just became a standard moderator. Congratulations, Miss Frosty. A beautiful day. So it's good to see you, Miss Frosty. And thank you so much. We got our first like, and she's watching us. Yeah, now if you have to start your work day and stuff, Miss Frosty, don't worry about it. You don't even have to let us know. Because we know you work a lot. Yeah, Brett keeps telling me I won't freeze up there, but I have my concerns. Well, I'll tell you, Miss Frosty, when you get up here, and if you're not quite used to winters yet, it does take a little time to adjust. I won't lie. When I got up here, luckily for me, I came in the fall of 2017, or just as it was becoming fall. We came up in August of 2017, me and Suzanne. So in a couple months, yes, it started to snow. My first real experience was actually in late May. Yeah, because what I did was when I came to take her to go visit my parents right down in Arizona, I had to fly in, and it was in late May. It was around May 28th, and it was snowing. There were snow showers outside. I thought she was nuts. I thought, now wait a second. This is towards the end of May. It's not even summer yet, but it it snowed, and I thank God I listened to her. I wore long pants and everything, and it was chilly. So I won't lie to you, Miss Frosty. There is an adjustment period that you're going to need. Give yourself at least 6 months. Does that sound about right, baby? 6 months? Yeah, Suzanne agrees. Because she's a native Canadian. Like I said, she's from Newfoundland originally. Yeah. So, yes, give yourself about 6 months or so. I'd say anywhere from 6 to 8 months. That's how long it took about me. Um, but for everybody, it's different. Some people get used to it right away. Others just like it takes forever, almost. Yeah, seems that way. But you should be okay. Yeah, but like I said, give yourself anywhere from 6 to 8 months. That's on average. That's what Suzanne says. Anybody who transplants there from the States to Canada permanently. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Adjust yourself. You will. Yeah. I mean, you'll probably start bundling up in a couple layers, and then after a while, and then you'll get used to it. So then you'll only have to wear the one jacket and sweatpants and always wear underwear. I know, I know. But it's it's commonplace. And sometimes you may have to wear two pairs. Yeah, it depends on how cold you might get. Yeah, not kidding. And long johns. Yes, she said long johns. Yes, that's very vital. And make sure you get those. And walking boots. Yeah, because in Alberta it gets very cold, and they get lots of snow on the ground, and you don't want to fall and slip like I did the first year I moved here. No, not pleasant. So what you want to do is make sure you get those strong boots. And women's got them. They got women boots that you can, slide on, whatever, when you walk on the surface of the snow. Yeah. It's very vital. Please make sure you get boots for yourself. Yes. Be a lot of fun. And it'll protect you. It'll take care of you. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start, since we do have one good viewer here helping us today. And of course, my beautiful wife in the background. All right. So the first one is season 2, episode 11, called Steel. And this came out on Tuesday, November 29th, 1983. Now, at the time, I was 18 years old and I was in college. So what I would do is we had a college dorm room with a big TV. And we would just go there, and I would go there on Tuesday nights, faithfully go downstairs, watch the next season episode of the A Team. I became very, very immersed in the series. So it was just very good. This episode got a 7.1 out of 10, according to 365 people in IMDb. And the plot is when the A team is hired by a contractor, they discover why his competition is trying to stop his demolition project. Okay, so let's get to the episode. Alrighty. And of course, this was directed, it looks like by a new director. His name was Gilbert M. Shilton, Shilton. It was written by Lupo and Lupo and Cannell, and Richard Christian Matheson. And of course, it featured the usual suspects: George Peppard as Hannibal, Dirk Benedict as Faceman, Dwight Schultz as Howie Man Murdoch, and Mr. T as B.A. Baracus. And if we have time, and we have some different actors and actresses, of course. None that I really peek out at me. Duke Stroud, maybe, but I think people know about him. Norman Alden, yeah, I know Norman Alden. Oh, the one I want to emphasize, if we do have a chance, is Tim Rosevich. Yeah, I've heard of him, but I wanted to see more about his biography. So, all right, let's take a look at trivia. Now, remember, there we go. Now remember, we do cover trivia, different goofs about the episode. We do cover quotes from the episode itself. In my best voice, I really can only do Mr. T, sort of. So yeah, please don't hate me for that. We do soundtracks if there's any songs that are in the episode, and of course we do filming and production if we get a chance. Okay, so. For trivia, we have at about 6 minutes and 41 seconds in, during the Universal Studios tour or meeting the team sequence, Face, played by Dirk Benedict, does a quick double take as he appears to recognize the Cylon, which is a light homage to the original 1978 Battlestar Galactica series in which Dirk played Lieutenant Starbuck. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, so this is the one which they show in later episodes with the opening montage. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of, oh my gosh, you people didn't remind me. I got to do the opening montage first. This is one of my most fun moments. Okay. So, as narrated by the awesome John Ashley, of course, he passed away some years ago, so rest in peace. In 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the LA Underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. Now, if you have a problem, and if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A team. I love doing that. Okay. All right. So, in The Rabbit Who Ate Las Vegas, Crazy Tommy T was supposedly killed by Gianni Christian. Oh, okay. So this deals with mobs again. Melinda Kulea does not appear in this episode. She plays Amy Amanda Allen. She does not appear in this episode. The Smokehouse Restaurant sign is seen very briefly on one of the scenes of the new building construction site. Okay. And that covers the goofs. Or, I mean, the trivia. Sorry. Now we'll get to the goofs. Okay. Now, in continuity, and we have two of those. Excuse me. I was just feasting earlier on a snack. Sorry about that. Okay, when Face is being rescued, the Cadillac he was in pulls out of its parking space with a front license plate ending in Alpha Mary 1. When it leaves the parking lot, a different license plate is visible ending 584. When the denim construction car is airborne, the word denim, DENHAM, appears from the side of the car. When the car comes to rest, it is back. And then we have one miscellaneous goof. When Face and Murdoch arrive at the construction site, where Hannibal and BA are already engaged in a fight, Face exits his Corvette and its shoes are already very dusty. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, now let's get to the quotes. There are no soundtracks for today. Okay, other than, of course, the A-Team theme song by Mike Post, P. Carpenter. So, okay, so we got quotes. Okay, now first there's a interface between Face and Murdoch. Hannibal has already ordered Face to bring Murdoch home. I picked him up. I don't want him in my vet. What if he wolfs out on me again? I'll get hair on my seat, drool on my. Oh, don't be absurd. You're talking to me as if I was a dog. And then between Face and Nurse Beth Billings, Face says, I was looking for H.M. Murdoch's room. Well, I guess I found it. Well, he started off earlier this morning. But we used to strange behavior with Mr. Murdoch, but he's gotten much worse. I mean, if I didn't know better, I'd actually believe he's been bitten and has contracted rabies. Nurse, believe it. Oh, but that's not possible. You see, Mr. Murdoch's dog is a figment of his imagination. And then she's momentarily distracted as Murdoch scratches the door. Oh, I'm sorry, doctor. I don't know you. And apparently you're not familiar with this case. Oh, oh, that's because I'm not a doctor. Hands over business card. The United States Department of Animal Health and Welfare? And then Hannibal says to a bad guy, he says, now there are two ways we can do this, the easy way and the hard way. In a few minutes, my friends and I are going to come down on you like your worst nightmare. You're going to wish the earth had opened up and swallowed you whole. What's the easy way? That was the easy way. And then Mobster Tommy Tillis to Hannibal. Now, we can do this the hard way or the easy way. In about a minute, I and my three friends are going to unleash on you your worst nightmare. You're going to wish the earth opened up underneath your feet, swallowed you whole. What's the easy way? Oh, that was the easy way. So I guess apparently somebody, I didn't mean to repeat myself, but somebody said it was a bad guy when it was Mobster Tommy Tillis. So somebody actually updated that. Very clever. And then Faceman says, as Murdoch and Face arrive to join the fight already in progress, almost predictable by now, isn't it? And he also says, I don't think we want to get in this guy's way. Crazy Tommy T hits a wall head on. There's nothing left but a pile of bricks. And then Hannibal says, I thought we were caught up in a jurisdiction dispute between hard hats, but it looks like we've kicked over a rock and found a scorpion. And then between Hannibal and BA and Faceman, or Face, Hannibal says, BA, weren't you going to get a haircut? Oh yeah, my hair is getting a little long. Face, you take Murdoch back. I'm going to go with BA. Well, I just brought him. I picked him up. And then Murdoch sticks his hands in Face's pockets, looking for animal crackers. Murdoch, will you get your hands out of my jacket? And then Hannibal and Face, Hannibal says, smoking a worn down cigar. I think better with a fresh cigar, Face. Oh, sorry, Hannibal. I had to use my last cigar to escape. Too bad. Too bad? Too bad? Murdoch mouthing. Too bad? And Hannibal, BA, and Face. Hannibal says, what do you think, BA? I think maybe I want to meet this dude. Maybe help him with his bridge work, like busting up his mouth. Hey, BA, that's very funny. You're developing a sense of humor. Slowly, but it's developing. BA growled at him. Randy Stern says, but there's only four of you. Mickey says, yeah, he's got an army. Hannibal says, yeah, well, the poor suckers haven't got a chance. And then Nurse Beth Billings to Face says, wait, Mr. Murdoch is a patient here. I can't just release him to someone from the pound. We happen to be a division of the federal government. I'm working in conjunction with the Department of Health Services, which is a jurisdiction over any and all state intuitions. So please, please be careful before coughing up the word pound like that. And Hannibal says to BA, window washing on a scaffold, BA, take us down. What's up, Hannibal? They've got Face. And then Face with Murdoch coming up on a fight between Hannibal, BA, and the bad guys. That's getting almost predictable, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. So since there are no soundtracks other than the introduction, let's see what we got here. Okay. There are three different filming locations for this episode. One of them is the Universal Studios Trolley 507 at the flagpole next to Womp Hopper and Sons. That is located at 3458 Hotel Drive in Studio City in LA. Then the building under construction with the catering truck scene, it was shot at the intersection of Olive Avenue and Lakeside Drive in Burbank, California. And then there is a backlot of Universal Studios known as Singapore Lake, which is at 100 Universal City Plaza in Universal City, California. Well, that is where they filmed the episode, those locations. Alrighty. So go back here, go to the cast and crew. All right. So we'll look up one character who was name was Boyle. He was played by Tim Rosevich. Okay. Unfortunately, Tim Rosevich passed away in 2018 in December. He was the age of 72. Now, he was originally born in Palo Alto, California. He was a very physically imposing and well-known character actor from the 80s. Tim and Tom Selleck were college roommates while they both attended USC, University of Southern California. He did play in the NFL, believe it or not. Uh, he was first drafted into them in 1968. His career included playing professional football for the Philadelphia Eagles, then the San Diego Chargers, and finally the Houston Oilers. So after his football career, he went into stunt work uh, and became a stunt actor and then regular actor. Yeah, he did a lot of good stuff. Besides the A Team, where in two episodes he played in one episode he was Boyle, in another episode he was Milt in 1983. He was also in a movie called The Long Riders, where he played Pitts. He was in The Fall Guy, which featured Lee Majors as the stuntman. He played a bouncer, a hood number one, and Spiro's man for three episodes from 83 to 86. And in MacGyver, which had Richard Dean Anderson before he went on and did Stargate, SG1. From 1986 to 1990, he played Mike Desmond. He played the political prisoner and some guy named Will for three episodes. So that was the life of Tim Rosenich. Yes, unfortunately, he passed away. But I did remember him playing in the NFL when I was a little kid. And of course, when I started seeing him in, you know, episodes like A Team and others, I thought, oh, cool. So he went on and moved on from playing professional football to being a stuntman to being an actor. Yeah, so he did a good job. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go back to the episode. La la la. There we go. Okay, so like I said, according to 365 people, they gave it a 7.1 out of 10. And I have to say, that's about my prediction too. That's about my grade. Uh, I usually go up to 5, remember that. So I gave it like a 3.7 out of 5. It was a good episode, so about a C. Hmm. Yeah, C grade, straight up. I really enjoyed it. For some of the fight scenes, of course. Don't forget that A Team in almost every episode had a fight scene, had some shooting, but nobody died except for that one time where Colonel Fulbright, played by Jack King, that will be in a later episode. We'll talk about that extensively a little bit. The only death that we know of, but there might have been one or two others. Not quite sure. We know about Fulbright. That's really all we know. Um, you know, but anyway, getting back to this episode, yeah, it was very good. Like I said, some good scenes. Face getting taken by Tommy T, and yeah, so good stuff. Yeah. Alrighty. And we've had some people enter since Miss Frosty. And Miss Frosty said hello to you, honey. Hi, Suze. And Gorilla says, hey, keep it down. I can't hear myself cussing out this piece of shit machine. Hello, Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Good to see you, brother. Um, And Gorilla has he's doing a movie from the Harry Potter collection at Prisoner of Azkaban. Azkaban, right? Yeah, it's good. We own every one of the Harry Potter films. So check that out tonight. He has a good review coming up of that, I'm sure. Uh, Watch party as well, I believe. Jim's Landscape, LLC number one, Commodore Productions. He says hello. Jim says hi, Gorilla. Gorilla says hi, hey, Jim. And then we have Brad Wolf oh 07, our friend from Jet Nerdy, former Jet Nerdy. Brad says hi, Mikey. Hi, all. Jim says hi to Frosty. And hi, Brad. And Brad says hi, Jim. And Frosty says hi, everyone. Oh, I'm sorry, Gorilla. Goblet of Fire. Thank you. Okay, yeah, you did ask command already. Okay, so yeah, Goblet of Fire. Sorry. That one has the guy who just recently played the Batman, Robert Pattinson. Yeah, Goblet of Fire. Yep, I remember that. Bradwood says, hi, Frosty. And Miss beautiful wife here, Suzanne, said, Moon Pie. She's Moon Pie's and Deja Vu's mom. She says, hi, Miss Frosty. And Bradwood says, hi, Goblet of Fire Gorilla. And Moon Pie's mom is waving, hello. And Bradwood says, hi, Mrs. Oh, you guys are so cute. We got 2 likes and we got 4 people watching. This is great. Bradwood says, hi, Mrs. Mikey. Oh, thank you, Brad Wolf. You're a very sweet gentleman. Thank you so much. Appreciate you a lot. Okay. Well, so shall we get to the next episode? Let's see now. The next one is called The White Ballot. And that came out on December 6th, 1983. And according to 338 people on IMDb, it so far has received a 6.8 out of 10. And Face gets put on the ballot when the A team steps in to stop a corrupt small town sheriff who kills off his competition. This was directed also by a newbie. His name was Dennis Donnelly. It was written by Lupo and Cannell and also Jeff Ray. And Melinda Kalea as Amy Amanda Allen comes back. Uh, yeah. So, and then of course Papard, Benedict, Schultz, and Mr. T. And on this one, there will be 2 people I'll recognize. And of course, Lance Legault comes back as Colonel Decker, so he's also part of it. Okay, so Andrew Robinson, and some of you might notice the name of the actor. Of course, in Star Trek DS9, he plays the Cardassian Taylor Garrick. So we will recognize that too. But in this episode, he plays Deputy Rance. And we'll also recognize Clifton James. And of course, you guys and gals all know from the Roger Moore movies, Live and Let Die. And then, of course, the man with the golden gun, Clifton James, played Sheriff Pepper, the inept, bumbling Sheriff J.W. Pepper. But in this episode, he plays Sheriff Jake Dawson. So we will talk about those 2 gentlemen after we get through with the review and all this stuff here. So before the review. All right, so now we have trivia. And in the series or the season 2, this is the final appearance of Melinda Kalea as a series regular playing Amy Amanda Allen. Now, later on, after she's gone, I'm not sure which episode yet, because like I said, I did see all the episodes, but it's really hard for me to determine when the next actress, played by Maria Heasley, she plays the role of Tanya Barker, or Tanya Baker, I'm sorry, not Barker, Baker, Tanya Baker, who comes from the same Daily Courier that Amy came from. So I think she comes later, or maybe sooner, I'm not sure. We'll find out the next time or next couple weeks. Hannibal tells Decker that the strategy he used is the pincer movement, which beat the Romans. Indeed, the famous military commander Hannibal, whom John Smith is nicknamed after, defeated the Romans in the Battle of Cannae by using that strategy in 216 BC. Now, this is the second appearances for both Clifton James and Andrew Robinson, who had both appeared in season 1. Cool. All right, now we have the goofs. And on this one, there's also no soundtrack other than the main theme. Okay, according to this episode, there is just one goof so far mentioned, a miscellaneous one. Now, many of the cars in the bootleg truck have California plates. Later, the bootleg truck did have New Mexico plates. So that's interesting. All right, now we get to the quotes. Apparently, people love to quote these episodes. Okay, so there's an interaction first between the diner clerk, Face, and BA. The diner clerk says, "Would anyone like some coffee?" "Oh, that'll be nice." "How do you want it?" "In a cup, fool." Murdoch says, when I was in high school, I ran for president of the student council, but I lost on a technicality. They weren't having an election at that time." And then BA says to Murdoch, because he's singing as he climbs in the air vent, "Shut up, fool, before I come up there after you." And then Murdoch is singing, "Ceilings, nothing more than ceilings. I'm heading into ceiling above the floor." That's my favorite scene. Because he's making fun of feelings. Yeah, so I bet you all got that. It's funny scene though. And then Murdoch and BA interact. Murdoch has just been sprung from the state hospital. "I'm telling you, these sudden departures are starting to drive me crazy." "Shut up, Murdoch. You're already crazy." "Oh, yeah?" Then Colonel Roderick. By the way, um, Roderick is my middle name. So Colonel Decker, they put him as his full name, Colonel Roderick Decker. So that's why I really liked Lance Galt playing Decker. "What is it, Captain?" "I'm real busy. I got something happening on the A team, sir." That's Captain Crane. "Where?" "Parkland, New Mexico. Picture in the local daily shows a man who looks just like Templeton Peck." "Hey, he'd never let his picture be taken. Who's he claiming to be?" "Name under the photo says Joe Morgan. Here's the twist. Morgan is running for sheriff." And then Amy says, "Hannibal, you must be slipping. I could tell it was you a mile away. The nose is awful, and the hair. Where'd you get it? Mail order?" "You got a problem, miss. I mean, really, the thing looks like it's gonna start purring." Tugs the man's hair, revealing a bald head underneath. And Face Man says, "Why would a guy wear a wig like that? Looks like a dead plant." And Hannibal says, "That sheriff's gonna be out of wind, just trying to get out of his own way." And BA says, "I hate breastbands." And Smith and Murdoch and BA. Murdoch, there's a little crawl space up there. See if you can get in it. In an Indian accent. "I will endeavor to render myself as tiny as possible." "It'll be easy, fool. Just think about your brain." And then Sheriff Jake Dawson, of course, played by, uh, the guy who played J.W. Pepper. Anyway, uh, I knew there was something about this guy didn't belong in church. Get the squad car. We'll drive over back at his hotel." Deputy Rand says, "You want some backup?" "I ain't gonna need any backup. All we're gonna need is a shotgun." "I'm sorry, Miss Allen, but due to security problems, we're gonna have to incarcerate you with Colonel Decker and his drones. I wish we could find more amusing company." BA says, "Somebody hold me down. This fool's about to play his fingers and I'm gonna snap him off." And then to Decker, "Is that Miss Allen? I thought she had dark hair." And then he says to Decker, "Simple military strategy, Colonel. It's called the pincer movement. You beat the Romans and it beat you. Put your hands on top of your heads." That is so cool. Okay. Alrighty. And let's see. Okay. All right. So for filming and locations, uh, they filmed one scene or some scenes in Indian Dunes Airfield. That was in Valencia, California. Then they filmed a few other scenes in Piru, California. Some people might call it Piru. It doesn't matter to me. Tomato, tomato. I say it either way. Indian Dunes is also where they filmed at 28,700 Henry Mayo Drive in Valencia. And of course, Valencia is also where they have the amusement park out there, Magic Mountain. And then they filmed around LA. Yeah, I've been there. Well, not to Magic Mountain, but I've been to Valencia, so I've been around that area. Yeah, very cool. All right, so let's get to the cast and crew. And I don't know if I've done these two gentlemen yet, but I will do them one more time here, so to make sure I know I cover them. So Deputy Rance, as I said, is played by Andrew Robinson, who is still alive. That's good. He's an actor director. He does some soundtrack work, and of course, uh, he was recently in in the documentary "What We Left Behind," looking back at Star Trek: Deep Space Nine in 2018. And his middle name is Jort, but he spells it Jord, as in David, T as in Tom. That's interesting. He was born in New York City. He attended the University of New Hampshire, later receiving his Bachelor of Arts in English from the New School for Social Research in New York City. After graduation, he spent a year in England at the London Academy for Music and Dramatic Arts on a Fulbright scholarship. Now, throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Mr. Robinson performed a wide variety of theater, movie, and television roles. Don't forget, he was the infamous Scorpio killer in the original Dirty Harry with Clint Eastwood, and he did a stint on the soap opera Ryan's Hope, and in 1975. Remember, he was Garrick for 37 episodes from 1993 to 1999 on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And we mentioned him as the killer in 1971. He was in the movie Hellraiser. He played the role of Larry in 1987. And finally, he played the role of Sergeant Botnick in Child's Play 3 from 1991, among other roles that he was in. And it says that he did win one award in 2003 for Best Supporting Actor in the Making of Daniel Boone from the New York International Independent Film and Video Festival. Plus, he was nominated for a Daytime Emmy in 1978, like we said, for Ryan's Hope. Yeah. Yeah, so cool. He's been nominated for a lot of different awards. Oh, and three different times he was nominated as Best Guest Actor in Deep Space Nine from the Online Film and Television Association. So yeah, very cool. Alrighty. Uh, I gotta go back further than that. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, and let's go back here to Clifton James, who played the sheriff. Like we said, he was in the two of the James Bond films with Roger Moore. So we'll get to his little biography here in a moment, and then we'll give you some important information coming up in the next few weeks. So let me get to that episode again. All right. Okay, Clifton James. So he was born in 1920. He did pass away in 2017 at the age of 96. So he had a good career. Uh, The blustery, stocky, loud, although often genial character actor who has created a niche for himself, playing often frustrated and fast-talking Southern characters, most noticeably as Sheriff J.W. Pepper, alongside Roger Moore in the James Bond Adventures Live and Let Die from 1973, and The Man with the Golden Gun in 1974, which of course uh, was starred by the awesome Christopher Lee. He may have perfected a Southern drawl. However, Clifton James was actually born on May 29th, 1920, in Spokane, Washington, where my mom's sister lives, or used to live. She's in Medical Lake now. Graduate of the Actors Studio, he regularly appeared in guest roles. So, like I said, besides the two Bond films, he did play the sheriff in Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve against the three villains. And then he played in Cool Hand Luke. He was the role of Carr in 1967. And we see we have a failure to communicate. Yeah, that one. So yeah, he did a lot of great roles. I loved Clifton James. But it's so sad that he passed away. So rest in peace, Clifton. Okay. So that one, as I said, it got a 7.1 out of 10. 338 people had voted on that. And so, yeah, I agree. Same thing as I gave the other, except this one was a little bit higher. So I actually gave it a C plus because I liked seeing, Sheriff Pepper from the, Bond films is in it. So, and that's the second time I saw him, and I always loved watching him play a sheriff role, or some kind of role like that. So yeah, I gave it a high C, C plus, probably close to B minus. It was about a 3.9 out of 5 for me stars. So yeah, it did really well. And let's see. Oh, some funny stuff here. So after Redwood said, "Hi, Mrs. Mikey," Miss Frosty said, "Oh, Moon Pies, is he your wife? Yeah, nice to meet you." And Moon Pie says, "Hi, Bread Wolf," and waves. And of course, my wife laughed and said, "I am. LOL. Nice to meet you." And love your name too. LOL. Yeah, it's both our cats, and she's mom. So Moon Pies and Deja Vu's mom. Yeah, Moon Pie and Deja Vu. Yeah. And those are the cats that are on our babies that are on her avatar there. And Miss Frosty says, "Love your name too." LOL. Yeah. And she said, "Thank you." And Bradwell said, "Ah, yes, Garrick. His actor is fantastic. I was surprised when I noticed him in the first Hellraiser film. Yeah, well, I recognized him without his makeup on in season one, that the first episode he did with the 18. I said, "Oh, that's Garrick." Yeah, because I recognized his voice. And then I looked and I said, "Oh, yeah, that's Garrick." So, yeah, I actually saw him first way back when I was watching, but didn't put two and two together. Then after I saw DS9, when I went back to, review these episodes and went through them, and I did rewatch some of them because I really love A-Team. And then I saw him and I was like, oh, there we go. And then same thing with Clifton James, like I said, because he played the sheriff in this episode, I remember he was Sheriff J.W. Pepper in the first two Roger Moore Bond films. So yeah, I mean, just awesome. And Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU and Doctor Who, also known as Matt G, our resident anti-derivative Jill, groupie leader. Hello, Matt G. Good to see you. Hello. And thank you. Absolutely. And pancakes. You know what we had this morning, Matt? We had Eggo waffles. Yeah, we each had four. Oh, they were wonderful. And with pure Canadian maple syrup. Mmm. That's why I'm a trans maple tree with syrup. Yeah. See, Gorilla likes to call me a transplant or a plant that is trans and wants to be a plant. Yeah. I am a trans maple tree now with syrup from Canada. Yeah. Bradwood says, "Hello, Taylor fan." And Bradwood says, "Well, you wear terrible wigs to hide other flaws, like giant nose or a missing arm. It's all about distraction." That's true. That's true. And that's what a lot of those covert teams did, right, Bradwood, back in the day? To disguise themselves, blend in with the crowd. Nobody really knew who they were. Yeah, pretty awesome. Okay, now at this point, I normally give you what our next series episodes will be, but this is the special announcement. So everyone, please pay attention. Right now, we do have 4 likes. Thank you so much, and we got 3 people watching. Okay, so in the next 2 weeks, we're going to radically change some things around a little bit, but we'll go back to regular schedule right around starting Monday, October 21st. So I'm going to let you know what we're going to do for the next 2 weeks. Now, as of tonight, you know that we are doing the first of 3 parts, 10 movies that are in the Planet of the Apes franchise. There are 5 original films, the one remake from 2001, which featured Mark Wahlberg, and the 4 what they call prequels including the brand new Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and the first one, which was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which featured James Franco. And Andy Serkis, remember, Serkis, the guy that was Gollum, Precious, yeah. So he plays Galen. So motion picture or motion capture, right? So yeah, that's the prequels, and they're into their fourth one. So what we're going to cover tonight is just the very first. We're going to cover the first three episodes from each, the first three movies. So we're going to cover the original in 1968, which started it all with Charlton Heston, Linda Harrison, and Roddy McDowall. Then we'll go to the one and only remake, which was, Mark Wahlberg in 2001, which also featured Michael Clark Duncan, from the Mile, the and the he was one of the guerrilla generals in that, and and then of course we'll feature the first prequel, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which, like I said, featured James Franco. So, yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Make that 5 likes. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate that. Okay, so we're doing that tonight. That's a live stream. I'll have my friend Larry up there from Beer Stuff Adventures. I'll have Jim up there. Hopefully, I can get Gorilla. I'll send him a link, but I know he's doing his Goblet of Fire tonight. So if he gets a chance to come, the link will be there for him. I'm also inviting our friends Raquel, SSG 2211, and Moira Kitty to come along and offer some insight. So that'll be tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock p.m. in the Central Time Zone, or in the case of Gorilla, the center of the universe, 8 p.m. in the Mountain, and 7 p.m. for Larry, who is in the Pacific Time Zone, 7 p.m. So, yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And we should be able to start on time tonight. Shouldn't be an issue. Okay. Uh, Now, after that, like I said, we're going to have some changes. So, starting on Tuesday, uh, October 8th, we're going to have the only one we're going to do for the next 2 weeks is the reviews. We're going to finish the reviews of The Secrets of Isis, that 1975 Saturday morning superheroine, show, which featured Miss Joanna Cameron, who passed unfortunately a couple years ago, um, and playing ISIS. And we're going to do the next 3 episodes on Monday. Uh, I'm sorry, on Tuesday, October 8th, and that's going to be uh, the next three in the list, and then on let's see. You know what? I think we might have already done them. But anyway, so we're going to do a couple episodes on Tuesday the 8th. Then on, let's see here. Sorry. Then on the 11th of October, on that Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, after I do an episode of The Waltons with Gorilla, which I won't be doing this weekend because I'm taking my lovely wife out. We're going to go have a nice dinner or lunch, and we're going to go see Beetlejuice, and she does need to get her shot. So blessings up for her, okay, as she gets her cortisone shot tomorrow for her other knee. Uh, and let me take a look at my schedule. Let's see. I think I already did. Yeah, let me take a look here. I gotta see what I did from the other thing. Okay. Yeah, I already did episodes 3 through 4 and 5. Okay, of ISIS. So next Tuesday, okay. So next Tuesday on the 8th of October will be the very final 2 episodes from season 2 of the series. Basically, episode 6 and 7. 7 being the finale, officially. And after we do that, I'll get to the next thing here in just a moment. So after we do part 2 of the Planet of the Apes franchise, which will feature the second of the original, which is Beneath the Planet of the Apes, I believe. And then we're also going to do uh, So what we'll do is we'll do the next two, Beneath and Escape from the Planet of the Apes, and then we'll do a third one, which will be the second of the prequels after Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And then on the final week, we'll finish up the remaining movies and give you a brief review of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes because me and my wife haven't seen it yet. So we're going to try to see that one. It's out this year, so we're going to try to see that too. And Jeff B is in the house. Hello, Jeff. Hi, Mike. You know, Ben, lurking away from the keyboard. 7 likes. Oh, thank you so much. Jeff B, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay. So, like I said, uh, after October 8th, finishing out, um, yeah, so, oh, that's good. So I can move up to a month or to a week. So I only have to have 7 days off. That's good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, doing the 8th, 5, 6. And so 6 days off starting tomorrow. And won't be doing any streams or anything. So sorry, Gorilla. We're going to take some time for ourselves. Um, but we will be back for you on the following Friday, which is the 11th. Yeah. So 8th, and then Friday the 11th, and then on Monday we're gonna go ahead and bypass Red Dwarf. I know we're bypassing it for next week on the 7th, but we're also going to bypass it just for another week on the 14th because on that day, Canada has their official Thanksgiving Day. So Canadian Thanksgiving, that's going to be on Monday the 14th, and we're going to do a special live stream. We're going to uh, we're going to show off my beautiful wife's turkey dinner, and yeah, and then we'll partake while we listen to some conversation about anything. You guys can talk about any topic you want that night. We haven't got the time set for that yet, because we're going by when she's done and she said it won't take her that long to put together the meal. So when it's done, then we'll go ahead, we'll put in, it'll probably be right around 7 o'clock that evening here, Eastern Standard Time. So just say about 7-ish or so on the 14th of October. Yeah. And then, and then the rest of the week, that'll work out perfect. Then we'll go back to our normal weekly webcams we'll be doing on the 15th. 2 episodes of the original Star Trek. That'll be the new thing that all of you voted on. So we're going to start with that. And then, of course, back to, uh, the greatest American hero on Wednesday, the 16th. And then finally the A-Team on the 17th. And then on Friday, the 18th, we will go back to Planet of the Apes franchise part 3, and we will finish the remaining 4 movies that we hadn't covered yet, from both of each of those series, you know, the originals and the prequels. So yeah, that should be a lot of fun. It should be. Okay. And then, of course, everything is the way it is. Don't forget November. We are doing one Thanksgiving stream on November 28th with, along with everything else, with Miss Moira Kitty, with Miss Raquel, a special American Thanksgiving live stream. And that's on November 28th. And then remember, after November, we're not doing any other streams except for 4 of them, 3 of our own, and then 1 with Raquel. Uh, on December 1st, I'm going to give you all of you our webcam with which is called the poll results. That'll be the final polls that I'll give you the results of for what we're planning to do next year, including mystery shows. We're planning Star Trek and Star Wars fan films, and we're doing them all of them. And except, well, there is 2 exceptions. One, the Star Trek New Voyages with James Cawley and the Star Trek Continues that went on with Vic Mignogna. Those are going to be their own thing, included with TOS, TNG, I'm sorry, TOS, TAS, TNG, DS9, and Voyager, and Enterprise. So, yeah. So, and then of course it'll lead, like I said, from Enterprise, it will lead into the New Voyages, and then it will lead into Star Trek Continues. And when we're done with that, as you know, the final episode of Star Trek Continues leads right to Star Trek the Motion Picture, and that will be the complete circle. that'll encompass it right there. So that's what we plan on in the next few months. And then after I do the poll results on December 1st, I will be going on to do just two streams. I'll be doing a Christmas Eve stream on December 24th. That will start at 8 p.m. Eastern is when I plan on setting it in motion. There will be a Christmas stream, I believe, that Raquel wants to do because she's doing every holiday this year. And I said, great, I'll join you. So we're going to do that. And then on December 31st, on New Year's Eve at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have all of our friends that we have through Facebook and in the community are going to come up there. And for one time only on New Year's Eve, I will open it up to a full panel with just subscribers only. So that will be a special night. We'll try to bring in the new year of 2025. So should be a lot of fun. Okay, that was a lot for me. All right, so getting back to the chat, Brad West says, hi, Jeff. Jeff B says, hey, Brad. Brad says, I saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I enjoyed it. Awesome. Awesome, Brad. You can, if you want, you can come join us on part 3 of the Planet of the Apes franchise. Let us know what you thought of it. We're going to go eventually see it, so don't worry. You won't be playing spoiler if you want to come join our panel that night. Let us know, okay? Um, and Curtis Selby, one of the hardest working men on YouTube, the tired midnight blogger. He says, working good, sir, but leaving a like, sharing, and listening while I drive. Okay, cool, Curtis. Just don't get into an accident, okay? Please. Don't hurt yourself. We got 8 likes. Awesome. We got 4 people watching. This is great. Brad said, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I've already got a question ready, Mikey. Oh, very cool. Brad says, hi, Curtis. Jeff B says, African or European? Brad says, I see you're a man of culture, Jeff. Hi, Curtis. Drive careful. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. Yes, LOL. Yeah, I remember that. That is cool. Oh, man. That's great. No, I like that. Yeah, I love those. I love those both. See, you're a man of culture, Jeff. Yes. Not my best English accent, but hey, Anyway, anyway, let's go ahead to our prayer of the day. And so let me take my hat off here for a moment. Ooh, Humpty Dumpty cheese sticks. Ooh, now I'm ready. Have a nice little snack. Okay. So in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful thing called social media. Lord, I am blessed every day by the most wonderful woman in the world, my beautiful Suzanne Fournier. I love her so much. I love our kitty cats, Moon Pie and Deja Vu. And of course, I enjoy every single time that we're on here online. I enjoy our family, our immediate family, our family of community that is together on YouTube here for the MikeySuzeFour channel, as well as all of our relatives, our uh, nieces and nephews, grandparents, and other acquaintances. And Lord, we just ask that you, your wonderful Son, Jesus Christ, the Holy Trinity combined into one by the Holy Spirit, and of course, your blessed Mother who gave birth to your Son on this earth without sin, the Blessed Virgin Mary, as well as all of our patron saints. For Suzanne, it's Saint Suzanne, and for me, it is Saint Michael the Archangel, the defender of heaven, and the one who cast out Lucifer and his minions into hell. So, for all of our saints and for all of the Holy Trinity and the Blessed Virgin Mary, please watch over us every day. And when it comes to November, in both countries here in the or here in Canada and the United States, please, Lord, make sure that the people who go to vote as a privilege, not a right, make the right choice, and that we continue to live in peace afterwards. So, for all this, we pray in your name, dear Lord God. Amen and amen, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So, thank you, everyone, for being here today. Especially, we want to thank Jeff B. and Brad Wolf 07 and Curtis Selby, the Tired Midnight Blogger, And of course, we want to thank Gorilla's Random Thoughts, my brother there in Minnesota, and of course, the Taylor Swift guy, Matt G. Thank you, Matt G, for being here. Of course, I want to thank my beautiful wife, Moon Pies, and Deja Vu's mom, and our new standard moderator from Tennessee, Miss Frosty. A beautiful day. Thank you, Miss Frosty, for being here. And there's Gorilla. And of course, Jim's Landscape, LLC #1, Commodore Productions. Everyone, when I mention people in the chat that have come to see us today, please make sure you go to their channels, give them the love and the likes that they deserve, and please like their videos and everything they put out as content on each of their channels, especially Jim, because Jim does have a lot of Star Trek fan films and he just put out a few new ones. So make sure you give him the like and love that he deserves there. So thank you, everyone. And of course, don't forget Gorilla's doing Goblet of Fire tonight, later this evening. So make sure you check that out. Miss Frosty does wonderful with her partner, uh, Mr. Broccoli, Frosty Broccoli, that Warrior Kitty affectionately calls him, who's in Alberta, Canada. So make sure you check out his channel. And scrolling, scrolling. All right, cool. Yes, I got everybody. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes, Jet B. And thank you for reminding me, sir. Yes, please. Don't forget the victims and their families of the latest hurricane, Hurricane Helene. Please keep all of the victims in your thoughts and prayers this week and moving on forward. Please. Yes. There was a lot of people that died in the latest Hurricane Helene, and please, we need thoughts and prayers and love and compassion. And if you can even afford some financial assistance, that would be most appreciated. So, yeah, please get a hold of the local areas and see if you can help. And Brad says, "Amen." Thank you, Brad. All right, so for one last time, in the words of the awesome Gene Siskel, the movie critic who did unfortunately pass away some years back, but he was a great critic as well as a philanthropist and a charitable contributor to many causes. The aisle is now closed. And again, thank you everyone for being here. Don't forget, we'll have our live stream tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern with part one of 3 of the films from the Planet of the Apes franchise, just reviews of those. And then we'll open it up to topics that everybody wants to talk about. And don't forget, we have those changes for next week. We're off for a few days, but we will have that Tuesday on the 8th, and we'll have the Friday the 11th. Then we'll just do the 14th, the 15th, and the 18th of October. And then everything after the 18th, starting back on the 21st with Red Dwarf, 2 episodes, we'll start back everything the same as it was. So, on behalf of all that, as I like to say, last but not least, peace from Mikey SuzFour. God bless you all, and we'll see you on the next time.